If you do a land-based tour on the Galapagos, the logistic between the islands will be a bummer. You basically lose almost half a day, just move from one island to another. Not to mention, it can be quite confusing. It took me a while to research this topic before I came to Galapagos. In this video, I'll explain the logistics on the Galapagos Islands and provide valuable advice based on my experience. Let's get started. First, let's clarify where you can stay. You're allowed to stay on 3 islands: San Cristobal, Santa Cruz Island, and Isabela Island. I visited all 3 islands, and make sure to check out my full video about my Galapagos trip on this channel. The most common way to move between them is by speedboat, and it takes 2.5 hours to get from one island to another. Let me tell you, the ride is not the most pleasant. If you have motion sickness, make sure to have proper medication. I've seen a few people throwing up. My wife tends to get motion sickness, but these motion patches really help. I'll leave an Amazon link to them below. Talking of this logistic process, you should arrive at the dock at least 30 minutes before your boat's scheduled departure. But don't expect to board right away. The entire process could take hours. Once you arrive at the dock, you'll need to search manually for a person carrying a list with your name, then go through security, board, and only then depart to the next island. To make matters worse, during my trip from Santa Cruz to Isabela, one family in my boat group was late by almost 90 minutes, and the captain decided to wait for them. So what should have been a 2.5-hour journey ended up taking almost 5 hours total. Keep in mind, it might happen with you as well. Okay, now let's talk about routes and timetables, and let me use these graphics. Once again, we have 3 islands where we can stay: San Cristobal Island, Santa Cruz Island, and Isabela Island. If you want to visit Isabela Island, make sure to plan your route wisely. Why? Because the boat departs twice a day at 7 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. and the routes are San Cristobal Island to Santa Cruz Island and vice versa, and Santa Cruz Island to Isabela Island and vice versa. And again, each ride is about 2.5-hour speedboat journey, which isn't very enjoyable. The cost is $30 for the cheapest option, but you can pay extra for a more comfortable boat. Keep in mind, and this is very important, there is no direct boat from Isabela Island to San Cristobal. So, to get all the way from Isabela Island to San Cristobal Island or vice versa, you'll need 2 rides at the same day. The first ride would be to Santa Cruz Island at 7 a.m. and the next one at 2:30 p.m. to San Cristobal. You definitely don't want to lose your day in the Galapagos this way. We met a few people who messed up their route and basically lost an entire day on the Galapagos Islands. We even met one couple who actually missed their flight back. Planning a trip to the Galapagos Islands can be hard and very time consuming. This is why I partnered with highly reputable local agency Happy Gringo. They help plan your trip, book all tours and boats, and provide recommendations with a free quote. I have a form on my blog which you can fill out and their staff will contact you. If you decide to use it, I'd highly appreciate if you fill out the form on my website, as this helps me to support my blog and the free available information I provide. Getting back to logistics, there's a cheat though. You can take a local plane between 2 islands. The flight is only 45 minutes and it's not a regular service and costs about $150 to $200 per person compared to $30 on the boat. There's one company, Timetables, which has low reviews, and every time I passed their office on the islands, it was closed, but you can book it online. Instead, I would probably recommend you to use this company, ESAV. It has better airplanes and better reviews, but the final choice is yours. Honestly, after experiencing the boat ride, I'd recommend using airplanes to move between the islands. It's faster, it's more pleasant, but most importantly, you'll have extra valuable time to discover the amazing Galapagos Islands. If you're really on the budget, at least invest in a higher class boat to move between the islands. Alright, I hope this short video helped you to fully understand Galapagos logistics better and will help you plan your trip. But once again, if you want hassle-free planning, simply use my form, get a free quote from the amazing agency I work with. They can do everything for you. All you need to do is arrive in the Galapagos. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel if you're interested in truthful and straight to the point travel content. See you in the next video.